Lucy Letby. Lucy Letby, one of Britain's most prolific killers, one of the most strangest, scariest cases that we've ever seen in history, was convicted on Friday and was guilty of murdering so many babies. This is one of Britain's most prolific cases. I want to go through it and discuss what she did, how many babies she killed, and how she attempted to kill many more. And there's so many questions, because why did this all have to happen? Where were any of the other doctors? Where are the rules and regulations? If alarms were raised, why was it kept at that boundary? Why did they not proceed? Why was she not taken off the wards when so many lives could have been saved? Whilst we move on from this case gradually as time goes on, the parents never will. They never will.
Hello, Lucy, is it?
Yes.
Hello, my name's Chester, please. Look, it's Steph in 2 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Is there anybody else? Can you go to
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Hey guys, it's Morali. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Back at again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button for daily and consistent content. And let's get straight into this case where, I really want to cover the Lucy Letby case. And of course, in time, it may be more if you guys have suggestions. But let's get into Lucy Letby, who has rocked the UK over the past 48 hours. Lucy Letby has been found guilty of murdering 7 babies and attempting to kill another 6 at the Countess of Chester Hospital in northwest England. The nurse, 33, attacked the newborns between June 2015 and June 2016 at the neonatal unit where she worked. She was found not guilty of 2 counts of attempted murder, and jurors were unable to reach verdicts on 6 other accounts of attempted murder after deliberations lasting more than 110 hours. Her convictions, which follow a 10-month trial, makes her the worst child serial killer in modern British history. Lucy Letby was arrested in 2018, and of course the arresting footage from the police was revealed, and what they found in her home was nothing short of a gruesome state, where there were many confessional notes where she was writing, "I did this, I've done this, I'm not a good person, I can't believe I'm doing this." So many confessional notes that she would write in her bedroom. And of course, she is going to be moved into a psychiatric unit. The charted timelines of her crimes and attempted by some of her colleagues to raise the alarm. She was eventually removed from the neonatal unit in July 2016, but by that time it was simply way too late. 8th of June 2015, she murdered Child A. Child A was born 6 weeks premature along with his twin sister. And 30 minutes later, after being handed over to Lucy Letby, he deteriorates rapidly. He dies within 19 minutes of Letby coming on duty. Attempted murder of Child B. Lucy injects Child B with air about 28 hours after murdering the newborn's twin brother. Wow. She survives after being resuscitated. Subsequent tests show loops of gas filled in the bowel. The murder of Child C. Child C was born 7 weeks premature but was in good condition. Letby is seen standing over his monitor as his alarm sounded. Despite not being his designated nurse, he dies as a result of air being injected into his stomach. Letby injects air into Child's D bloodstream, another child murdered, causing her to collapse 3 times in the early hours of 22nd of June. Her third collapse is fatal. Those attending notice discoloration on the baby's skin. Alarms were then raised, but she remains on the unit. Murder of Child E, who was born 7 weeks premature along with his twin. Child F weighed less than Child E. His mother walks in on Lucy Letby trying to murder the newborn after arriving on the unit with his milk. He dies after suffering a fatal bleed believed to be the result of Letby interfering with his nasogastric tube. She attempted to murder Child F. A blood sample later confirms extremely high insulin levels and very low C-peptide levels, proving that, the baby was injected by insulin. Letby tries to kill her 3 times over 3 weeks, the first time on the day of her 100th day alive. Child G is now severely disabled because of the attacks. Murder of Child I, a murder described in court as persistent, calculated and cold-blooded. Lucy Letby kills Child I on her 4th attempt after inserting air into the baby girl's stomach. The nurse later sent a sympathy card to Child I's parents on the day of her funeral. How cruel can she be? Alarms were raised continuously again. Letby injects insulin into a dextrose bag for attempted murder of child L. Tests later find his insulin level at the very top of the scale. Attempted murder of child M. Child M, the twin brother of child L, suffers an unexpected life-threatening collapse. His heart rate and breathing dropped dramatically and he came close to death. Alarms were raised again. Attempted murder of child N and O. So many other children she could have killed. The newborn has haemophilia. The Crown says Letby uses this as a cover to attack him by thrusting his nasogastric tube into his throat, causing trauma. Murder of child O had been perfect and healthy baby. However, post-mortem x-ray shows a higher than normal amount of gas in the body. Murder of child B. Shortly after killing child O, Letby turns to his days-old triplet brother. The nurse pumps air into the boy's stomach via his nasogastric tube whilst feeding him milk at 6 p.m, 13 minutes later after his brother had died. Wow. Doctors believed he will make a full recovery, but as they ready him for another hospital, Letby says, "He's not leaving here alive, is he?" She had made a similar remark when child C fatally collapsed a year earlier. Alarms were raised again. So these continuous alarms that were raised over all these children that she had murdered and children that she attempted to murder, why were alarms continuously raised? Surely it's not going to be seen as a coincidence. And surely doctors have meetings every single week when it comes to who has passed away, how they've passed away, and they analyze this. What I'm trying to say is Lucy Letby should be rightfully convicted of being guilty, and I'm glad that she has. And now, the consequences will arise from her actions. However, I don't believe that Lucy Letby is the only one. I do think that there are others at this hospital who may have known or unbeknownst did not take enough action in any capacity to stop her from killing so many of these babies. This is such a prolific case. She's just been convicted as being guilty, and I'm sure that she's going to face life in prison where they're going to beat her down, but she also could be transferred to a psychiatric hospital where it could be quite different. The fact that she was even allowed to do this continuously and these alarms that were raised did not take further stages to actually stop her or suspend her to find out what was going on. Had they done so after the first alarm was raised, more than 5 to 6 children would have been alive today. How many families are affected by this, still affected by this, and they even believe that her being convicted as guilty is simply not enough. There should be more that should be done. This woman is an absolute murderer, a child murderer, let alone one child, which is disgusting, but so many. One of Britain's most prolific child murderers in modern British history. This has rocked the UK and really highlights the impractices that take place in these hospitals, especially as new parents. You're leaving your child with somebody, expecting them to care for your child, and yet you're getting a phone call that your child has passed away, especially a healthy baby who's passed away. Who are we putting our children in care with? These are the questions, because it wasn't just Lucy Letby, in my opinion. If alarms are being raised, there should be stages or procedures, but nobody wanted to act on it. They just turned a blind eye, did not care, or assumed it was something else or a coincidence. It is absolutely diabolical, the fact that she would secretly inject gas into their bowels or, thrust things into their throat to cause significant amount of trauma or take advantage of their disorders if they have haemophilia is so sickening. And then to joke about it with her colleagues to say, "He's not leaving here alive, is he?" Or even having the audacity to send letters to some of the parents on the same day and when it comes to the funeral to give your sympathy and your condolences when you were the murderer of that child. I do believe that there is something significantly wrong with Lucy Letby when it comes to her mind and having a psychiatric disorder. However, I think that she's not the only one. The hospital within itself is far more guilty, and now the game's only begun. And what I mean by the game is not that I'm trying to be insensitive, but now there is going to be significant amount of lawsuits that are going to be facing that hospital, not only from the parents, but especially everybody else with all the public press that this is getting, because a lot more people could have stopped these deaths. A doctor came forward in his interview and expressed, and I can cover it in a second video, that he attempted to stop this, but nothing could be done. He raised these issues, yet, he was turned a blind eye. So what more can he do? And the individuals who claim that Lucy Letby was fit to work are most definitely going to be sacked as well. This is an absolutely astonishing case. I know some guys have asked me to cover this. Do let me know if I've done a sufficient job as well, because I definitely want to get into covering these stories to an extent, to really dive deep into some of Britain's most prolific killers, because Lucy Letby's case is absolutely scary. It gives chills down my spine to see people are like this for so many years until 2018. She was in this hospital with an agenda to kill babies. Why she was doing this, I don't know. Perhaps there is more information, and perhaps there was another doctor involved or something of this capacity in some kind of way. But of course I will do more research and to discuss this, but I wanted to give an overview of the babies that she killed, a timeline as well, and who Lucy Letby is and what was seen in her house when she was arrested. Do let me know your thoughts are when it comes to this, guys. Subscribe to the channel, click that button for daily and consistent content, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.